I'm Dawn with Drucker Diagnostics, and today we're going to be editing a saved cycle on the SERO 12 blood banking centrifuge. Now, as a quick reminder, a saved cycle is a set of RPM, time, and break settings that have been saved to memory within the centrifuge. This is great for any kind of preset that you might want to reuse, a cycle that you run frequently, just anything that you're going to use over and over again. But if you ever want to change those already saved settings, you don't have to create a new saved cycle. You can edit one that already exists. And that's exactly what we're going to see how to do in today's video. How to edit a saved cycle on the SERO 12. As a reminder, your SERO 12 has all of its controls on its front panel, right here. The RPM screen, which shows your currently selected RPM. When you have a cycle selected, it will alternate between showing the RPM and the name of that cycle. Keep in mind that when you do have a cycle selected, every value on every screen on the front of this centrifuge is going to show the value associated with that saved cycle. So if I have a cycle of 3,400 RPM, 15 seconds, and no braking, that's what's going to show when I have that cycle selected. The RCF XG button allows me to toggle between showing RPM and G-force on the RPM screen. The stop unlock button will stop any currently running cycle and also unlock the centrifuge if the safety lid lock engages. The start button starts running my currently selected cycle. The time screen shows my currently selected cycle time. The brake display shows whether or not the brake will engage. The menu button will help me enter the advanced menu. And the cycle button allows me to save a new cycle, switch between currently saved cycles, or will help me edit a currently saved cycle. Today, we're going to use all of these buttons as we edit one of our currently saved cycles. We're going to change our saved cycle from 3,400 to 3,500 RPM, from 15 seconds to 50 seconds, and from brake off to brake on. But keep in mind, you can use the same process to change your settings to whatever you would like. Also keep in mind that when you edit a setting, its RPM, time, and brake will adjust as you set them, but it will keep the same name, and any parameters that you don't adjust will stay the same. So it's very convenient if you only want to change your time, only want to change your speed, only want to change your brake. We're going to start by using the cycle button to navigate to the saved cycle we want to edit. Now keep in mind, as we navigate between our saved cycles, the name of our currently selected cycle shows in the RPM screen, alternating with the RPM for that cycle. So in this case, we want to change MEM1. So we're going to navigate and make sure that that shows up in our RPM screen. And remember, we're changing from 3,400 to 3,500 RPM. So we're alternating in that screen between that 3,400 RPM that we currently have and that MEM1. Once we have our correct cycle selected, we're going to press and hold the cycle button. You'll hear the centrifuge beep, and the number next to that cycle button will start flashing. That's how you know you're in edit mode. This is where we change our time and our RPM. We're going to control those with the same buttons that we used to set them initially, the ones right next to the display. So we're going to change our RPM by pressing the up button next to it once, twice, and we're going to change our time by pressing the up buttons next to it until it adjusts from 15 to 50. And keep in mind, if I were to exceed my target value for either of these, I could use the down button to reduce it. Similarly, I could use the down button to reduce from the original. I can control these the same way that I did when I was originally setting them. Once I've got my RPM and time values the way that I want them, I'm going to press the menu button to enter the advanced menu. As you can see, brake is now displayed on the RPM screen, and the words off and on can be displayed in the time screen by using the up and down buttons next to it. So right now, my brake is off. To turn it on, I'm simply going to use the up button next to the time screen. The words on are now displayed on the time screen, meaning that my brake is on. Once I have the brake set as I want, I can press that menu button again to go back to editing my RPM and time. Or if I'm done editing altogether, I can press the cycle button to save and exit. Once I have saved and exited, my saved cycle with its new parameters will automatically be selected. If I want to run that cycle now, I can simply close and lock my lid, press the start button, and the centrifuge will begin to spin. It will speed up until it reaches the RPM that I specified, and then the timer will start counting down for the time that I specified for that particular cycle. Once the centrifuge is done running, it will beep and the lid lights will flash to let me know that it's done. Throughout the run, since I have a saved cycle that I'm running, the name of that cycle will alternate with the RPM, making sure that I know what it's running. Thank you for watching. If you have questions about how to edit a saved preset on your SERO 12, you can contact Drucker Customer Service. If you would like to learn about the other functions on your SERO 12 blood bank centrifuge, some helpful links are popping up on your screen right now. Thanks for watching and have a great day.